Oh, wait a moment. Now that's better. Hello to you all. Hello. And this is the late night live stream here. Unexpected as it was, here we are. This is it. A late night live. And we've already got one person. We've got three of you, actually. In fact, we've got a good three of you waiting in here. Do reveal yourselves, if you so please. Please do reveal yourselves. For those of you who are already in the live stream now, please do reveal yourselves. Hello to Heather. Hello to you. Oh, just heading to bed and heard my voice. Oh goodness, wow. That must have been a nice surprise for you before going to bed. Didn't think it would, but thank you for telling me so. Thank you for telling me so all the same. Thank you. Thank you. The notification for this woke you up. Hi, Tommy. Hello to you. And hello to Nigel, your much-loved father. Hello to Nigel. You're all bundled up and looking so cozy. It's cold. Heather, England now is nothing but cold. It's November, and this is a cozy winter dressing gown. And if you see here, got a long sleeve woolen t-shirt on with it too. If you see here, a long sleeve woolen t-shirt to go with it. Well, I think you know what my arm looks like already, Heather. But I mean, you've probably not seen properly, but this is what my arm obviously looks like, as you've seen before. So cold. So there you are. Small, small, small. Interesting, Heather. Interesting. Now, don't know if you know very many men with small, skinny arms, as in the case of myself, which is obviously what I've got, a small, skinny arm. But I thought I'd show you all the same in case you'd not seen what my arm looks like as of yet. Ouch! Something got a little itchy. But I'm not the only one who would have a small, skinny arm. But my mother too has a small, skinny arm as well. Well, my mother's got small, skinny arms too, to tell you one thing. It probably wouldn't surprise you where you've seen what she looks like, because she's got a fairly skinny to fairly petite stature, which is what my mother's got, but where you've seen for yourself. And would I say that for you too? Not entirely, no. I would have thought a slim to fairly skinny stature, but certainly not petite. Unlike my mother, who's what? Fairly skinny to fairly petite statured. Hello to you, Athers. Hello to you. Yes, you said to me before, and I completely agree with you on that. Heather. Yes, you did tell me your late mother always said good things come in small packages. You're totally right. A small thing as I am, and my mother's a small thing too. Well, everybody on my mother's side are small things, you know, because where I come from, it's a small family. I don't mean small sibling wise. I mean, I'm talking small for size. I'm talking small size wise, but yes, all good things come in small packages. But my heart is huge, and despite the fact that I'm small, my heart is huge. Oh, thank you, Heather. It's a fantastic compliment about me. Thank you. Oh, thank you for saying my mother is gorgeous. And you'd be very surprised, Heather, when my mother was of high school age, when you took up modeling in your high school age, my mother, up until she was about 20, she had a 24-inch waist. Can you imagine a 24-inch waist? I mean, even though my mother never reached a typically tall height, she had a 24 waist until she was about 20 odd or so, something like that. Less than what my waist size was before I was 20. I mean, I did go up a waist size after turning 20, but she, because I was a 29 waist up until I was a 29 waist up until I was about 20, and I've gone up to a 30 waist. I mean, my mother's bigger than a 24 waist now, but yes, she was a 24 waist up until she was about 20. I know, really petite, yes. Yes, I can actually remember my mother being very petite. My mother, who was only 23 when she had me, I can actually remember what she looked like when she was in her late 20s, and through her late 20s, she was quite tiny, something like that. Hello, Jody. Hello to you. Sorry if it gave you a lack of notice, but yes, it's another live. It's another live. But but thank you, Heather, for the compliment, saying even though I may be small, my heart is huge. That's a very nice compliment to say towards me. I mean, thank you. And one could quote in a way, Heather, one could quote that compliment. Speaking on a grammatic English point of view from English language or English literature, one could quote this and depict this as one of your well-said quotes or a well-known quote of yours, like when one can depict a movie quote from what from what certain film characters are saying, the lines of the characters and all that. You can depict that as a good quote and all that. So that's a very nice quote you said about me. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Heather. No, I know that all of you love me dearly. No. No, but very nice endearment. Very nice endearment. I was never referred to as honey by my parents. Not even my mother. I was never referred to as honey. No. It's not something we say normally here in the United Kingdom. It's not usually something we say here in the United Kingdom, but I take the compliment. I certainly take the compliment on the terms of endearment. I mean, I don't know why we don't use the expression. No, I don't know, Heather, please. I know you said it with respect. I mean, it's just I just don't understand why we don't use it here in England very often. The expression honey. We very seldom use it here in England, but please, Heather, I know you said it with respect, and I know you never say it in an offensive way. I know you say it out of love and care. I know you share it. I know you only say it because you love and care oneself. You only say it to those who you care greatly for. I do know that. I would never go against you referring to oneself as a honey and all that. You call your son honey and your little sweetie pie. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely of you to have said so, Heather. Lovely sharing so. Even though he's over 6 foot, you still refer to him as your little sweetie pie or honey. Yes. Although I do know people taller than your son, by the way, to tell you what things, Heather. I mean, I've got a couple of friends who are 6'2". Tommy Gardner, who's short of 6'4", well, 6'3.5", and I know another guy. He's about 6'5", I think. Chris Hitchcock. He's about that, something like that. I know two men who are 6'6", and another guy. I think it's my friend's brother. Well, it's my friend and his dad who are 6'6", but I think my friend's younger brother. He's about 6'8", I think, something like that. So I do know a good few tall people, like your son who's tall. but I know some people taller than him. So can you imagine that? But to tell you something most astonishing, Heather, Deborah Coleman, who I think you've seen before, she knew a man who was a full 7 foot. Can you imagine that? And Deborah's not even that tall herself, at only 5'6". So could you imagine what 5'6" and 7 foot would look like? You know. You always think of me as a dear boy. Yes, no, I know. But as a mother, our boys will always be on. Quite a given expression. Well, I really could be a little boy to you, couldn't I? Because I'm quite small, because I'm small statured. Because I'm quite small statured and having never reached a tall height, I could be seen as your little boy. Taking into account my only 154-pound frame, I could I could well be. I really could be seen as your little boy in one way or another, you know. But prior to 2021, Heather, I only weighed 130 pounds when I first knew of you a good 4 years ago, which was prior to 2021. I only weighed 130 pounds back then, so I was over 20 pounds lighter than what I currently am now. Yes, I know. Do tell me about it. Yes, I mean, 7 foot. Oh, you wouldn't get through the doorway at that height. You'd have to duck through every doorway you go through. It's gone quickly. It's gone quickly. And since after meeting David Scott, I mean, I can't get over how quickly it's gone. That we've been friends for the best part of nearly 5 years, and I can hardly believe David and I have been friends for the best part of over 3 years now. I can hardly believe it. It just goes to prove one thing, Heather, that time passes so quickly, or time clocks itself so quickly. It goes to prove that, especially when you've become newly acquainted with a newfound friend, to share the point on that. No, but to tell you something more astonishing about, well, obviously, it was not only Tommy Wayman who Deborah knew, but when I was born, Heather, when I was born, it was 6 short years before Chris Greener lost his crown titling as Britain's tallest man. So when I was born, Chris Greener, who was the tallest man in Britain at the time of my birth, astonish you as it would, Heather, he was taller than Tommy Wayman at a very, very tall 7'6". I mean, can you imagine a 7'6" man? So when I was born, the tallest man in Britain, not the world, but in Britain, was 7'6" Chris Greener. I mean, could you imagine what you and yourself and your son would look like stood next to him if he was still alive? You know. Too right on that, Jody. Yes, time does pass so quickly. Glad I've made good friends. I'm happy I've made you as a good friend, even though I've only known you for a good 1 short year, Jody. I feel like I've known you for many years. Same with Heather, even though we've been friends for the best part of 4 years. Um, you know, I feel like I've known both of you, or all of you in here now. I feel like I've known all of you for a very, very long time. So interesting. Not only is that interesting, that's extremely tall, 7'6". Or as Trevor Colt would say, he'd say, you know, if you were 7'6" and you were walking through every doorway, you'd just be hitting your head in every doorway. Trevor would probably describe it in that way. Do you have the top? Oh, idiot. You are cheeky. You are cheeky, aren't you? Thank you, Harriet. Thank you for your friendliness towards Jody. Thank you. Thank you. Hello to Heather Arredondo. Hello to you. Yes, Heather, that's true. It's the other one. The two Heathers now. There was another Heather who recently commented. It was not Heather Arredondo. And it was certainly not Heather Griffin, because sometimes one of the main commenters on these sorts of live streams would be obviously you, Heather, and Heather Arredondo, or sometimes Heather Griffin in New Zealand. I forgot the name of the other Heather. It's Heather, but it begins with an M. It's in Heather M, I think it is. Hi, Dave. Hello to you. How are you the fine night? I'm quite well. I'm quite well. Oh, Trevor. Trevor's gone through too much, Heather. Trevor has gone through far too much. And he actually had to go to court recently. It was nothing to do with him, but a troll that that we're hoping, fingers crossed, hoping. I mean, if justice can prevail, because sometimes I think there's no such word as justice, because of how bloody long it can take for some criminal court cases to go through before prosecution is brought to the crown. I mean, bloody hell, the justice system, which truly doesn't work in this day and age, or our timing of today. Certainly, my opinion, I would say that. He's hoping, we are all, fingers crossed, with bated breath, hoping to see one of Trevor's stalkers and harassers getting prosecuted at the Crown Court. Hoping, fingers crossed, this troll gets prosecuted ASAP, but it's taking a bloody long time. When what this troll had been doing needs to be prosecuted not months later, but swiftly and promptly, not just because of the severe trolling, but stalking and harassment, which is in itself a serious crime. Trevor is a rock star. Oh, thank you, Heather. Heather, I mean, my lovely Heather. You, in a way, you are just so lovely. You are such a strong, loyal supporter to Trevor, and your loveliness towards not just Trevor, but Graham, Fiona, and I don't know if you've ever viewed the Hutch's content, but I'm pretty sure you viewed Duchess Blur, Heather. I was talking to Heather Arredondo. Your innate support and loveliness is what truly counts. We were talking about the late Chris Greener, in memory of John. We were talking about the late Tommy Wayman and the late Chris Greener, who are both 7-foot plus men, to tell you of things. Oh, so you're shorter than I, in memory of John. Yeah, you're shorter than I, because I'm 5'8", as you may or may not be aware. But, and as Heather said, all good things come in small packages, because I'm quite a small man, to tell you of things. But as Trevor says, all good things come in Heather, sorry. All good things come in small passages. Trevor is so like, yes, you said this before, Heather, yes. And reminds you of him so very much, even same haircut and accent. Let's swap weight. Oh, give me a break. No. I already shared my point on the weight side of things, and I needn't go any further than that. Because the problem with me, in memory of John, with me was that if I'd mentioned a certain amount of weight or one's weight, I would indulge too deeply into talking about it. I would indulge far too deeply, and that was my biggest downfall. But only mentioning a small part of it and then leave it at that, I found that I don't go too far with it. But with the let's swap weights, it could be seen as going too far, and it actually could be seen as shaming. So please, in memory of John, please be careful on the weight side of things. Imagine in older days getting through doors. Couldn't begin to imagine. But to tell you something in memory of John, when I was born, the tallest man in Britain was a 7'6" man called Chris Greener. So could you imagine being that sort of height? 7'6". Can you imagine that? Oh, Sarah, sorry. But Sarah, who was John? Who was John, if I may ask you, Sarah? Was John a close relative of yours? Because it's in memory of John, your channel profile. Was John a late relative of yours? But like you were asking, if you're going back 100 or so years ago, if you're going back 100 or so years ago, yes, and going through a doorway at 7 foot, imagine just how tricky that would be. Imagine just how tricky that would well and truly be. But could you imagine 7'6" trying to get through doorways, say 100, 150 years ago, or even 200 years ago, something like that? Hardly any chance you get through, you know. Trevor reminds you of your father, Heather. How lovely. He is a badass. Sounds like you two had similar fathers, the two Heathers. Hello to you, Dave. Dave, I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge you soon enough, but hello to you. Hello to you, Dave. Thank you for your friendliness towards Sarah. Thank you. How is Nixie doing? Harriet, I have to say, Nixie is doing extremely well. She's doing better now than she did over the previous weekend. That was when we were worried about her, but now she's fine. She's completely fine. Sorry, Dave. No, I am sorry if I had crapped all over you for being late to acknowledge you. But please, if there's any way I could make it up to you, please let me know, because it's important I know if I've been seen in the wrong. It's important that I'm reminded and that I know of it, because sometimes I think, oh, I'm completely in the right, that sort of thing, or I needn't anything to worry about. But then sometimes I get feedback. You're in the wrong. Don't do this again. You did something that we're not terribly pleased of. Could you please rectify the mistake? And all that. It's done legitimately. It's done completely legitimately. But it's always important I keep improving on what I do. All that. You should be asleep. Work nights and days. Do take care of yourself, won't you, Sarah? Do be careful. Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you for the friendliness all the same. But please, Dave, I am sorry if I was indeed in the wrong. My apologies. And if I had indeed either crapped or shat all over you, my apologies. And if you are annoyed about it, you have completely every right to be, and I mean that when saying this. Sorry, what was going on there? I think I'm being ignored, but you're howling anyway. Reminds me of how your grandmother spoke. Oh, interesting, Sarah. Interesting. Interesting. No, 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 no. Thank you, Jody. Thank you for your kind acknowledgement towards Sarah. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Harriet. Thank you. I'm always improving. You try so hard to do so every day. Thank you. Thank you for the support, Harriet. Thank you. Thank you. No, but it is important that I'm reminded if I have inadvertently done something wrong without realizing it and all that, or if there's anything I can improve on. It's important that I'm reminded to tell you of things, Harriet. But thank you. Thank you for the kind, innate support. Thank you. No spoke. Nobody spoke. Oh, gosh. So obviously things are on the quiet side. I mean, mind you, we've only got about 10 of us in here, but it's, I would completely understand as to why. I would certainly completely thoroughly understand as to why. But I hope I've not upset Heather in Canada. Hope I've not upset Heather in Canada. Because I wouldn't want to upset her for the world. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm happy learning you're okay, Heather. I was a bit worried I may have caused you upset or not. This reminds you of how your grandmother spoke. You're very Yorkshire, and your gran would remind you to speak well. Oh, wow, you certainly had quite a grandmother. I was always reminded to speak well and speak properly and speak with good manners and things. So obviously your grandmother was quite an important role model in your life to tell you odd things, Sarah. Oh, thank you, Harriet. Thank you for your friendliness towards Heather. Thank you. Oh, you do sleep well, Heather. Do sleep well. Obviously, a nice big hug to you before bed. Oh, a nice hug before bed. Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you. Oh, I think Harriet would definitely accept the big hug too. Harriet would certainly accept it. Don't worry, I'll always will I always keep trying to keep well. That's what I try and do all the time, Heather. And I will certainly follow your very advice on that. And I do hope others will too. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. And if you see what I mean, Harriet, you needn't fear about Heather. One should never fear having a good friend like Heather, because her focus towards others is to try and be good to people and very loving to people. To tell you one thing, Harriet. Oh no, Dave. Oh no. I never meant for you to get ignored. I never meant for this to get to that point, Dave. Oh God. I'm so sorry hearing you get ignored. I mean, I really, no, really, I'm sorry if it had got to the point where you're being a... Oh, you pulled my leg. Oh, Dave. I really thought you meant it a moment ago, but you're like, oh, wait a moment, was this true or was he pulling my leg? Oh, goodness. Oh, you hear me. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you. I'm happy learning all is well, Harriet. No, but please, Harriet, really, Harriet, you needn't fear about having a friend like Heather. If anything, once Heather comes into your life, there couldn't be a more special friend one could love unconditionally, and that is certainly somebody like Heather herself. I mean, obviously, your experience of having an acquainted friendship with Heather is obviously going to be very different to that of mine, Harriet. But I thought I'd share my point anyway. You just love the accent and can't cope. You just love the accent, you can't cope. Are you my nan? Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Well, was your grandmother a small thing like yourself, Sarah? Because you're not so tall for height. Was she like you, not who was fairly short? Because if you didn't know, Sarah, you're not that much shorter than my best friend David. Because David Scott, my best friend, he is 5'4.5". Oh, Jody, you're pulling Dave's leg, aren't you? Dave was only trying to do a bit of some dark humor teasing, that's all. But there's nothing wrong with dark humor and all that. I totally agree with you, Harriet. Heather really is lovely. No, 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 a very, very loving friend to have. No, an extremely loving friend to have. I mean, within months from the get-go of of our friendship, Harriet, before I knew it, it was a wonderful there was a wonderful revolving circle of unconditional love in the friendship with Heather herself. To tell you one things, Harriet. But really, gosh, in what way do you think I could be your nana in disguise, Sarah? No, but to tell you one things, Sarah, you look like your nana, so you hope not. Oh, God. Your fat fingers are playing trick with your phone keyboard. Oh, Penny's in. Hello, hello, hello to Penny. Hello to you. I wouldn't say hello without giving you a hug. Hugs to you always, Penny. And hello to Cash the dog as well. Hello to Cash the dog and lovely Penny. Hello, hello, hello to you. And I take you're probably taking an interval break from watching the sports on the television, if I could ask you. I mean, I don't know if that's a trick question or not. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for your friendliness towards Penny. And thank you, Jody. Thank you for your friendliness towards Penny. Thank you. Oh, Harriet. Harriet, thank you. Thank you for your friendliness towards Penny. Now, Penny is a good friend whom having an acquainted friendship with Penny, it means a lot. It means a lot having a friendship with Penny. No sports to oh yeah, no, because it's been election week, hasn't it? Yes, no, I know that. Was up all night watching the election. I could imagine. I could imagine. No, I was very tired after I checked the election too. What a big contestant. Always a big contest of elected strength, the US presidential election every 4 years. Watching live on the Royal Grifts last night. I'm pretty sure you're referring to the Royal Grift, TRG, because TRG, what I know at the moment, is short for the Royal Grift, by and large, and all that, you know. You know. No, yes, no, I thought so. Oh, really? Oh, gosh, is that your stream recently, Dave? I need to get on one of your streams again whenever I can. Yours and Thumper's streams, because you're both fantastic streamers. Both of you are fantastic at live streaming, Dave. no, really, both of you are fantastic with live streaming. You went over all kinds of topics. Oh gosh, I'm pretty sure I would have been engrossed with interest when listening to it. I haven't really watched The Royal Grift, to tell you what things, Harriet, but I need to give it a watch. Yours went 5 hours, and you had lots of laugh and down to earth fun. That sounds like an appealing live stream. I mean, I'm now wishing I didn't miss it, but if I was on, oh goodness, I think I'd probably be having the time of my life if I was on. No, because both of you have got good chemistry, Dave, and both you and Thumper, Dave, you've said some very good things about me, so I thank you both for that. Thank you both. Can we get a whoop whoop for Batoon? Which Batoon were you referring to, Sarah? No, but Sarah, no, please, Sarah, I am sorry if I made you feel ignored, but please don't go around thinking I was annoyed at you when you asked if we could swap something between one another. But please, I'm not annoyed with you about it, not in the slightest. Oh no! Oh gosh. You're not friends with Thumper anymore, but that's not relevant these. Oh, okay. No. He's not giving. He's not giving me. He's not giving me ideas for the 5 hour live stream, Harriet. He's not giving me ideas to do that. He was just saying that. He was only just saying he did a 5 hour live stream recently, but when he said that in the time he did the 5 hour live stream, there was no indication that he was suggesting I go off and do a 5 hour live stream. Just to confirm with you, Harriet. Yes, don't worry, Dave. I've defended you on that. I was just telling Harriet that you are not in any way recommending this in any shape or form whatsoever. No, but please, Sarah, I'm not annoyed with you. But when you said, can we swap weights? Unfortunately, I would have to say no. But why I say no and why I was more careful with following through your joke on that, Sarah, is because I actually have been found in the wrong to have done weight jokes, and it actually has gotten me into trouble doing some weight jokes. So, so we've. So I am sorry if it seemed like I had ignored you, but please, I was not. I was not trying to ignore you, and I was certainly not annoyed with you in any way. But I was just very careful about the joke. Just to say, I was just being very careful about the joke. Oh, thank you, Jody. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, McMeow. Thank you for your friendliness. Thank you. It's always wonderful seeing you on here. You need to post your frog. I have got a Discord server where you could send it on the Discord server, Sarah. You could send it on that if you so wish. No, but thank you, Dave. Thank you for your friendliness towards McMeow. Thank you. Thank you. No, but have you got a new assistant to do your live streaming content with, Dave? Because you've obviously created a good following, and you've obviously got a following that trust. Obviously, your following trusts you greatly. I do, yes, I do, Penny. Yes, if bear with me a moment, bear with me a moment. I'll send you the link to my server. If you excuse me a moment. Got it for you, Penny. Oh, thank you, McMeow. Thank you for your friendliness towards Penny and Harriet. Thank you. Thank you. Just send you in there, Penny. I've just sent you in here. The Royal Griff does her homework. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Now, I always remember that. I would never forget this. I would never philosophically forget it, Dave. I certainly would not. You can, Penny, yes. I'd love to see pictures of your dog. I'd certainly like to see some pictures of your dog, Penny. I'd certainly like to see some pictures of Cash because I imagine he's quite the handsome boy now, especially as he's gotten bigger now, since he's nearly a fully grown dog, by and large. Royal Grift is amazing, so is Our Recollections May Vary. No, Vary's brilliant. Our Recollections May Vary certainly is brilliant. It's Boxer. Penny has a boxer dog, McMeow, a boxer. The Royal Grift is amazing. I've been hearing so. I've been hearing so. She's got a big boxer, to tell you odd things, McMeow. Penny's got a big boxer. But she doesn't, however, have an 176-pound St. Bernard. I think that would be quite out of the question for her if she had an 176-pound St. Bernard. You know, because my best friend David he personally encountered an 176-pound St. Bernard a few short months ago when he was event attending at an event I wasn't present at. But I wasn't present at this event because it was an air show event, and I'm not so keen on air show events. Having experienced seeing an air crash years ago, which in a way can be quite scarring seeing something like this, but he went anyway. But even so, the memories of an air show crash still really affect David to this day, and same with me. McMeow, the dog David saw, my bestie, the dog that David saw, the Saint Bernard at the airshow event, yes, the Saint Bernard did weigh 176 pounds, yes, which in the UK is the equivalent of 12 stone 8 or 80 kilos. So can you imagine that, McMeow? You love Saint Bernards so amazing. No, Saint Bernards are a fantastic dog. I've actually seen a Saint Bernard in real life, McMeow, and they are huge dogs. They are huge, huge, huge dogs, McMeow. I mean, they're very, very huge dogs, Saint Bernards, McMeow. Especially when you see them in real life. When you see a Saint Bernard in a movie, McMeow, a Saint Bernard dog, you'd see they're big dogs. But when you see one in real life, they're actually bigger than you would see in a movie. They're actually a lot bigger than you initially think, and what you initially see them to be compared to in a movie or on a video. That you wouldn't get over the size of a Saint Bernard. If you see one in real life, McMeow, you just wouldn't get over the size of a Saint Bernard. I couldn't even get over how big they were when I saw one. Huge, huge, huge dogs, Saint Bernards, huge dogs. You had a Saint Bernard when you was younger. Oh gosh, wow. But yes, that is so big. That's more than what I weigh, McMeow. I mean, that's more than what I weigh, 176 pounds, because I'm 22 pounds lighter than that. But for a dog, that's crazy huge. For a dog, yes, it's insane. I know. It's insane. I'll check it later because if I checked it now, Penny, whilst in the middle of a live, I would get the telling off. Because I would get, no, not, I wouldn't get a telling off, but I'd get a reminder saying, focus on your live stream. Oh, but Dave, yes, I've just seen what you've just sent, Dave. But I had to read a few comments, and especially one's point to a Saint Bernard. A friend I stayed with had a Saint Bernard. That thing was a giant slobber factory, in your absolute opinion. Oh, Saint Bernards, Dave, are huge. If you see one in real life, I mean, obviously you've had the experience of seeing one. Huge dogs, huge, huge, huge dogs. I mean, when I personally saw one, I couldn't get over the size of a Saint Bernard. You will never get your frog. He's yours. Cash is £50. Oh gosh, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. £50. Goodness, gosh, he's still over £100 short of what I weigh. Add another £4 to his weight, Penny. He'd be £100 lighter than myself. You know, he's getting big, 7 months old. Oh gosh, he is a big boy. He certainly is a big boy for 7 months old, £50. Yes, McMeow, yes, a large puppy. Well, when my Daphne was about 7 months old, she was about the size of a fully grown cat. My Daphne was about the size of a fully grown cat by the time she was about 7 months old. But now she's bigger than the size of a fully grown cat, or nearly twice the size of a fully grown cat, taking into account her Maine Coon breeding biology. And Maine Coons, if you didn't know, they are big cats, as is evidenced when seeing Daphne and what she looks like. They're generally big cats. This is true, Penny. Yes, what Harriet does. You're the one who tells me off. You take full accountability. Don't know what kind of dog it was, but you was 13 and the dog was taller and wider than you. Had the had to ask the guy walking it, do you feed? What do you feed? Sorry, what do you feed that thing? Small children? In my honest, I was almost speechless with your questioning, Dave. I was almost speechless with it. He is a beautiful boxer. I could imagine, Penny. I could imagine. If you get a telling off, blame it. Bitchgate. No, I love you too, Harriet. I love you too. No, all of us love you here. Daphne is so fluffy, pretty. Thank you, McMeow. I totally agree. Daphne certainly is a pretty girl. I would agree with you completely on that. You are, yes, I have seen that you're subscribed to me, Sarah. You are completely subscribed to me. But did you want the link to the Discord server? Is that what you were asking? Because if so, I'll put it in now. Your Zach was like a boxer in looks. Oh gosh, well. Oh, Harriet's wonderful. Harriet's a wonderful friend, Dave. Harriet is a brilliant friend. If above and beyond anything, Harriet is a brilliant friend. Thank you. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you. My mods are such good people. You're iffy, but you try. No, you're brilliant. You're brilliant, Harriet. You're fantastic in every way. You're fantastic in every way. You know. took me to. Oh, wait a moment. Wait, now I see what I've done. Wait a moment. All right, wait a moment. Wait a moment. I hope this works. I really hope this works. Anyone that can put up with my shenanigans is good in your. Good joke there, Dave. Quite a good joke. Quite a good one. Quite a good one. No, but I hope this works. I hope it works. It might come up with an accept invite or things, Sarah. I don't know. You're not on. Oh, you're not on the. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. But if anything, Dave, if anything, you've got reasonably similar personality traits to my friend Michael Merrick. Not the same, but it's fairly similar when you're saying good in your book. That's something Michael would say, Dave, to tell you odd things. That's something my friend Michael would say. That if he's got a good outlook on somebody, or if he has good thought towards somebody, he would say, they're good, you're good in my book, or this person here is good in my book, something like that. So some things you say, Dave, do make me think of my friend Michael. I'm not trying to say this in an offensive way. I say this as in a good way. Right, wait a moment, Sarah. If I was to turn to speaking of Michael Merrick, Dave, he's a new friend of mine. He's one of my newer friends. Same too, Penny. I mean, like you, I'm still figuring things out with I too am figuring out Discord as well. Because can I tell you something, Penny? I'm actually very new to have set up a Discord server, if above and beyond anything. So I'm like you. I'm figuring things out on the Discord side of things. Had it, yes. Was that enough to prove something to you, Harriet? Thank you, Dave. I too respect you as well. I respect you greatly, always. No, she isn't. I'll send her the invite now to Shapper's Discord. Right, okay. I've just, Penny, I've just sent you the invite to Sapper's Discord. I've just sent you the invite to it now. Just to say. I want Batoon to be my Oh, pleasure. Pleasure, Harriet. Oh, pleasure, Penny. It's certainly a pleasure. I mean, honestly, Penny, you'd enjoy Sap. Honestly, you you probably wouldn't help. You probably couldn't help but enjoy Sapper's Discord. If you were on it, you'd probably enjoy yourself once you've got yourself immersed into the server itself. I mean, I've more or less acclimated to Sapper's Discord, if above and beyond anything. It, honestly, I mean, I would certainly leave it for you to decide, Penny, but if once you're on Sapper's Discord, I mean, I'll leave it for you to decide for yourself. But I think you'd very much like his Discord hangout, his Discord server. Even though I know you're still figuring things out with it, as am I too. But I'd recommend it. I would definitely recommend his server. And anybody who is new to Discord, I would certainly recommend one sets up their own server. It's worth it. It's worth the shot and worth the attempt in every trying way possible when going forward. You already have. Oh, you're already on the Hutch's Discord. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know, Penny, because had I not known you were on the Hutch's Discord, I would have sent you the invite to their Discord. I speak old Irish, does Batoon. oh, Sarah. Oh, Sarah. You are funny. Just can't remember. You're subscribed, just can't remember. But in your 40s, who remembers anything after just depends on how sharp one's faculties are, I suppose, Sarah. But there we have things. Have your own server, but don't know how to share. Gave it up months ago. Just need a couple more minutes. In just under a couple of minutes, Jody, it'll be 1 hour. Harriet, yes. What did I think of Duchess Blair's live stream, Duchess of North Sussex Live, that happened recently? Very good live stream. Very, very good live stream. If above and beyond anything, Harriet, fantastic live stream. It was perfection. I didn't partake in it this time. I didn't partake for an interview or an appearance, but I'll certainly make an appearance. I'll certainly partake for an appearance or a live stream interview with Duchess Blair temporarily. Another time I'll do it again, but just not this time. I didn't do it this time, but never mind. I'll do. There's always another time to do so, and all the rest of it. You know. Sorry, wait a moment. I've done it. You stink with certain new technology. You're good at helping with YouTube and StreamYard, but all the other stuff you have no clue. Dave, can I tell you something? It took me a long time to figure it out. how to share the Discord on YouTube. I had say about um all I can say all I can say, Dave, was that it can take time to figure certain things out with certain technology. I mean, it really did take me quite a while to figure out how to share my Discord server within my content. It really did take me a long time to do that. But I eventually got there, but it really did take me quite a while to do so and all that. Slowly learning Discord. I was slow to learn with Discord as well, Dave, so no one is, no one is. Will I do a stream with your frog? Oh, goodness, tricky question. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. And you, Heather, if above and beyond anything, you're spectacularly lovely. And I love you dearly. Right, I think it's time to finish things off now. I think it's best to only do about 1 hour or so. It's not often that we only do about just over 60 odd minutes of a late night live, because normally we go on for about a good 2 hours or so, don't we? We do about a good 2, 3 hours of late night talks and fun and all that. No, but the next late night live, we will do at least 2 hours of fun, be it bantering, chats, and talks. It will be the full 2+ hours for the next one. Thank you all indeed for watching. Ta-ta for now, goodbye, and may happiness be knocking on your door. Because goodbye, and may the best times of happiness be knocking on one's door as a means of a pleasant surprise. You take care, Penny, Dave, Jody, and everybody, all of you. All of you are fantastic. All of you are fantastic. And Sarah, too. Thank you all for watching.